Welcome back. When thinking about what sport to sign your kids up for, do you know about 80% of parents are forgetting one very exciting and fun sport? Here to tell us why competitive swimming is a great option for kids is five-time Olympian Dara Torres. Good morning, Dara.
Good morning.
I'm so happy you're chatting with us this morning. You know, we here in Southwest Florida, it is no secret, we love the water. But why is it that you think sometimes Americans forget about getting our kids into swimming?
You know what? The research shows that kids who have had lessons as a child, the parents don't think of swimming as a youth sport, to put them in. They always think like soccer and football and all those kinds of sports. And, I have an 8-year-old daughter, and I was looking for sports, and I recently moved up to Massachusetts, and I was like, wait, where do I find a team? And do I go to the Yellow Pages? And luckily now that there's an organization called Swim Today, and they have a website called swimtoday.org, and you can go on and find local teams. But I think the biggest misconception is that it's not fun, and swimming is so much fun. And I watch my 8-year-old daughter. She's always laughing, and the great thing about swimming is that everyone participates. It's not like you're on a sideline and you get called in when you get called in. Everyone gets to swim, and it builds confidence. It's safe, it's easy on the body, and it's just a great activity for kids.
Well, and when you're talking about it being a sport, what age do you think is the best age to start?
Well, you need to learn early for swim lessons to be water safe. But, from my own personal experiences, I had my daughter on a swim team when she was 6. I started when I was 7 or 8. There are guys that, like Rowdy Gaines, who's a commentator for USA Swimming, he didn't start till he was 17. But I would say, like, when you're looking at youth sports, to start, 7, 8, 9 years old. Okay.
Well, you say this sport is fun. What about this sport was fun for you growing up? Obviously, you competed all over the world, and there was that factor. But what about it is so fun?
I think it's the camaraderie. You sit there and you can look at sports on fields, and everyone's spread around, and there's not that closeness. And in swimming, you're in a pool, you're doing the same workout. You're chatting in between sets, you're cheering each other on. There's something about swimming that makes it on a little bit higher, up on the echelon of being fun than other sports.
Okay. Well, talk about the health benefits, too, which you touched on. I even hear that adults, so I can only imagine what it's like for kids, too, and all the health benefits.
Well, they talk a lot about concussions now, and my daughter's in lacrosse. I always get so scared she's going to get hit by a stick or a ball, and at least I know in swimming she's safe. You can't really get injured swimming if you know how to swim, and it's as far as cardiovascular-wise goes, I've done every other sport there is, from running to, soccer and basketball, and when you get in a pool, you get much more cardiovascular work than you do in any other sport.
Yeah, well, and I even hear that people like Michael Phelps, who obviously we've all heard of too, that it even helped with his ADD. It's a fun thing to kind of get focused and get your mind on, right?
It is, and like I said, it builds confidence. There's camaraderie. For me personally, you don't think about this as a kid, but as a parent, you can see that your kids learn about hard work. They learn about dedication and sacrifice and teamwork, and there's a lot of benefits from swimming.
Well, and I think it's cool, too. I think some of the sports can get pretty expensive and costly, I think, for parents. But swimming, I think if you have a pool, you just need a swimsuit, right?
Right, exactly. Or you just find a local team, and it's really not an expensive sport. And like I said earlier, if the parents go to swimtoday.org, they can put in their zip code and find local teams, near them, and see that it's pretty inexpensive, and your kids can have a lot of fun, and it's safe, and they can be active.
Well, and again, we have the biggest advantage being here in Southwest Florida. We're surrounded by water because I think we can swim year-round, which is great. Is it something that you need an indoor or outdoor pool? Is it all kind of the same thing?
Well, no, I don't think it is. Where I live now up in Massachusetts, I used to live down in Florida, and all the pools were outdoors. And, for my daughter, she swims indoors now. You see pools everywhere all throughout the country, and I don't think it's too difficult to find a pool, to swim in and to find a local team.
Okay, great. Well, Dara, what are you doing these days? I know you're always staying so busy, and like you said, you're a mom now. So what's keeping you the most busy?
Well, aside from being an ambassador for Swim Today, I give lots of motivational talks and have sponsors that I do some work with. But most importantly, it's fun to be home a little more and be with my daughter and my stepkids and my husband.
Oh, that's awesome. Good for you. Well, thank you so much for taking some time out to chat with us this morning. And again, congratulations on all your success. We really appreciate you taking some time for us this morning.
Thanks, Carly.
All right, we'll put all that info on those swim teams that you can find on our website, fox4morningblend.com.